Yeah.
It's been a big week in footy, and it's been a big career for that man, Heath Scotland. Scotto, as the Carlton faithful had in the stands. And for a bloke who left Collingwood to go to Carlton, he is still remembered fondly by the fans of the Collingwood Football Club who loved him and were filthy when you left, mate. Not because you wanted to go, but because circumstances changed at the club for you. But, mate, congratulations on a fantastic career. You got everything out of your career. Well done.
Yeah, thanks, Ed. It's gone in a blink of an eye, mate, but, yeah, it's been a great journey.
Heath, I always talk about you. I remember the Guernsey presentation night at Collingwood when you received your first Guernsey at the Crown, and you had about 4 tables there. And you introduced me to uncles and aunties and friends and family and all over the place. You had a huge collection, and the whole of Bacchus Marsh seemed like they were there. Wonderful times for you. Yeah,
and look, I've had a lot of support through my whole career from a lot of different people, and it's been today and all week. It's been extremely humbling to see the amount of people that I suppose have followed me on the journey. At times, as a footballer, you can feel isolated and alone when things are going down and you're struggling at times, but you don't realise how many people are in this ride with you. It's been great.
Before I let Doom ask you a few questions. To me, football was something that really made you into a person. You had some issues off the ground. You got into a couple of blues along the journey and all that type of thing. It could have gone one way or the other for you, but for me, I reckon you're one of the blokes in football that football can put up as a poster boy of helping get through and really making a life for you.
Yeah, look, I've always loved football, and it's meant everything for me. And I made a statement to Carlton. I know that clubs are big on how people leave the club, making sure that they're better than when they come into the club. And I've got no doubt through my involvement in football, it's made me a lot better person.
We see you on screen there.
What's that moment
emotional
for you, mate? I think you're wiping a few tears out of your eyes.
Yeah, I suppose just extremely humbling to see all the fans. You don't, like I said, you don't realise how many people are following and supporting you. To see all the people cheering and to spend that moment with my boys going around the Oval, it's certainly a memorable moment that I'll never forget. And yeah, it was fantastic.
Did they understand why Dad was crying?
No, they didn't have a clue. But the little one got a little bit scared with all the noise. But yeah, but the oldest one, he just loved the attention as well. So
we got a big performer there.
Yeah, he loves the attention. So, but to see all the fans and so many people cheering and wishing me all the best was, like I said, extremely humbling.
If we follow and track your career, came to Collingwood and then you turned into a serviceable player. Had to fight for your spot. And then you got traded to Carlton, and you're still a serviceable player. But in one year, you made a monumental rise, and you went from being a good serviceable player to a player who Carlton was reliant on to have the ball in your hand. What turned you from being that level to that level?
I think probably a number of factors. Bit of experience and genuine self-belief. I had a couple of good years of pre-season training, which enabled me to get fit, and also. I feel as I got older, my lifestyle changed a lot. I had a couple of kids, and football became a lot more professional. I think when I came in, it was we were just starting to become a lot more professional, and I was able to come through that transition towards the end of my career. It's become super professional, and you got to adjust to go with it. So,
and you say when you first came in, because you're in fact I think the last player now to have actually played a game at Victoria Park for 4 points.
Yeah, back in 99, Ed, yeah. So, yeah, like I said, that seems like yesterday, Ed, but it's certainly gone quick.
You've seen some monumental changes. The rooms at Victoria Park to what they change in now. What is the major, what do you see as the major change that you've had to cope with from being that first year draftee to the bloke who sits here now retiring and say, that's it, I'm done?
Look, probably just the scrutiny, professionalism of the sport. I've just seen a big shift there, and it needs to be to get the best out of each individual, and clubs to get the best out of their seasons. But the professionalism of the game's changed dramatically in my time from start to finish. That's probably been one of the biggest.
Now, when you left Collingwood, Mick gave you the tiptoe. What did you think when he turned up at Carlton suddenly? Did you think it was going to be the end of you?
I must admit, I can't lie, I was a little bit worried. I wasn't sure. But, yeah, fortunately, I sat down with him, had a chat and signed on for another year, which was good. A
bloke who was he didn't ever coach you, but he was your captain at Collingwood, was Nathan Buckley. He had this to say to you on open mic with Mike Sheehan that changed his whole philosophy of leadership.
As captain of the club at the end of 2000, I walked up to Heath Scotland and asked him, how can I be a better leader? And he was one of many guys that I sort of sort of 5 or 6 guys that I respected and approached. He was a 19-year-old kid,
really?
But I liked the way he went about it, and he had the courage when I asked him, how can I improve, he said, I reckon you can, when people are talking, I reckon you can listen more. I reckon when we're talking to you, you're generally waiting for the next opportunity to say what you want to say. And it was just like a sledgehammer. It just whacked me over the head.
Did you ever see that?
No, I didn't see that, but Bucks had spoken to me about it before, and yeah, look, I suppose he came. It wasn't a memorable moment for me, as you can understand. Bucks had a big impact on. He asked me for some feedback on what I thought from him, and I was just open and honest with him. So
pretty blunt for a 19-year-old, isn't it?
Oh, don't worry. I was a little bit worried about telling a legend of the game, but yeah, I think you've got to be honest. And he came to me, got me one-on-one, and asked me a legitimate question, and I owed it to him to be at least brutally honest.
You kicked one of the most memorable goals of my time as being president of the Collingwood Footy Club in the preliminary final in 2002. One of the well, this was against Brisbane. This is the grand final when Collingwood got lost. So we've just rolled the wrong vision here, but it's in this package. This is a bit of package here playing at Collingwood. So some fantastic goals here. And the great thing about it, I reckon you're one of the best kicks in the modern era.
Balanced,
beautiful kick on the run. And this is the goal. Look at this one. Look at the score. Collingwood coming back. And the crowd went berserk. That was Collingwood about to win its first final in Melbourne since 1990. What was it like at that moment? And did you think that, well, this is it, it's all happening for you? Because unfortunately, after 2002, there was no more grand finals for you.
Yeah, well, look, that day, I'd never forget that the crowd coming out to play that game was still the loudest roar I've ever heard. It was unbelievable, and that game's still one of the highlights and memorable moments in my playing career. And to be able to play in the grand final and then the following year was with a great opportunity. Unfortunately, we didn't quite get there, but yeah, that was a special day.
For the Carlton boys now, these things down here won't move as quick for you, but what's in there is invaluable. Who picks your brain at Carlton now?
I think Nick Graham, Dylan Buckley are two that are really eager to take in as much information as they can, and I've seen Dylan really take some good leaps this year, and Nick Graham works tirelessly. He hasn't quite had the opportunities yet, but I'm sure it'll come. But the good thing is I think the club's in a real good position. We've got some key young players that's going to take the club forward in the future. The
obligatory question, are you a natural teacher?
I don't. No, not really. I think I've started to learn that as I've gotten older, especially late in my career, and probably having the confidence to give your opinion to players. I suppose has grown as I've become older and more confident in my standing in the team.
And what next, mate? Are you going to be a fireman? Are you going to be a fireman? Or is that just to try and get you off in the courts?
I've copped that much flack over that, but I legitimately look. I've got an older brother who's a fireman. I was legitimately heading down that path, and look, the amount of you don't realise how much crap I cop over that.
Yes, I do. I read the websites.
Did you have a weird dream you wanted to be something, not fireman or anything like that? When you had, I
wanted to be you, Derm.
This is the one. Hey, this comes from the one bloke in the world. We all had pet dogs and cats. He had a pet chicken because it had to pay his way. Yeah. One egg a day.
It had to pay rent. If you don't rent, you don't stay. Mate,
pet chicken.
What does the future hold?
Yeah, look, I'm unsure. I'm going to just chill out the next few weeks and let the dust settle. I'll speak to the footy club about involvement for the rest of the year, and I'm aiming to get into coaching from this year and beyond at whatever level I'm sort of keeping up.
Scotto, you've been a great bloke. Everyone who's played with you loves you. Anyone who's had anything to do with you thinks you're just a ripping bloke. We're rapt to get you on here tonight. One last thing. Pick a camera, look at any of them, and say goodbye to the fans who just loved you at both Collingwood and particularly Carlton, where you became a Carlton great. Say goodbye to them, mate. Yeah, look, thanks very much, guys. Like I said today, it was extremely humbling to get all that support, and loved playing for the Carlton jersey and the Collingwood when I was there, and I really appreciate all your support through my career, and it was a very special day for me today, so thank you very much. Good on you, Scotto.
Welcome to this side. You've been an ornament, mate.
Thanks,
fantastic career.
Good on you, Scotto. And from here on in, mate, every goal went straight through the middle. Every mark was one grab. You've never made a blue in your life. Everything was perfect. Your attitude was always 100%. Just give it to them all.